Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
We head back 83 years, all the way back to June 16th, 1939, and an episode of Death Valley Days. And we thank you for tuning in. On this Thursday, this is the 16th day of June, 167th day of the year. We have 198 days remaining. Senate candidate Abraham Lincoln declared on this date in 1858, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." There's some that would say that's an issue we have today. Ford Motor Company incorporated on this date in 1903. President Roosevelt signed the National Industrial Recovery Act in 1933. In 1963, Valery Tereshkova of the USSR became the first woman in space. Russia voted in its first independent presidential election on this date in 1996. Boris Yeltsin eventually won in a runoff. In 2011, Democratic Congressman from New York, Anthony Weiner, announced his resignation from Congress, bowing to the fear caused by his sexually charged online dalliances with a former porn actress and other women. Air Force's robotic Boeing X-37B spaceplane returned to Earth on this date in 2012 after a classified 469-day orbital mission. And it was on this date back in 2015, Donald Trump announced his campaign to run for President of the United States. Passing away on this date in history, yes, there really was a voodoo practitioner, Marie Laveau. Yeah, it was more than just a country song. Also, Abercrombie & Fitch founder Ezra Fitch, actor George Reeves, football player Brian Piccolo, his life fictionalized in Brian's Song, rocket scientist Werner von Braun, and Mel Allen, all passing away on this date in history. This is the birth date of Tupac Shakur, also the warrior, love story author Eric Segal, also Katharine Graham, the publisher of, remind me, was it the Washington I was a newspaper publisher, but I can't recall which one. Babe Diedrichson Zaharias, a fine female athlete. Actor Jack Albertson, great character actor, but probably best remembered for his role in Chico and the Man. Apache leader Geronimo, and Stan Laurel.
Straight from Cuckoo Land came Stan Laurel, and tagging along behind, 21 stones worth of Oliver Hardy.
When we were last over here? 1932, wasn't it?
That's right.
1932. Now you're over here again. What are you going to do? Well, we're going to do some personal appearances and also a picture. What's the picture going to be called? What's the name of the picture?
Robin Hood, I think.
Robin Hood. Robin Hood. That should be good fun.
We hope so.
Are you visiting any relatives over here, Stan? I believe you come from Ulverston.
That's right. I'm going to visit my dad and my sister and a few cousins.
There are quite a lot of them over here.
There are quite a few.
What about you, Oliver? Well, I've got a lot of cousins over here, too, I hope. Anything you especially want to do over here, Oliver? Nothing, but try and make the people happy, and will you keep quiet a minute? And have a good time, and have everyone else have a good time. I'm talking to the gentleman. Will you keep quiet just a moment? And then I think that after a couple of weeks we might... What is it?
You're standing on my foot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What a great team. Stan Laurel, born on this date in history, he passed away in 1965. He was almost 75 years of age. This is number 79 for actress Joan Van Ark. Canadian singer Gino Vanelli, great songwriter, singer. Also, Roseanne's younger sister in Roseanne, Laurie Metcalf, 67 today. From Harold and Kumar and Sulu in the Star Trek reboots, John Cho is 50. And the daughter of Chris Elliott, granddaughter of Bob Elliott, also did some time on Saturday Night Live. Abby Elliott, 35 today. Those some of the people who celebrate the 16th day of June as their birthday. If this is your birthday,
hi, we're the four freshmen, and we just want to say happy birthday to you.
Going back some 83 years, June 16th, 1939, Death Valley Days, Shoo-fly. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station.
You ever make a change and then think, why didn't I do this years ago? Well, that's how people feel about switching to Medishare for their health care, especially now with inflation the way it is. People are very happy with the savings. Most families save about $500 a month when they switch. It's a huge help when prices are going up so fast in so many other areas. And Medishare's customer satisfaction rate is double that of health insurance. It's just a different experience, and people really like that. Medishare is an alternative to health insurance. It's a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills, and it's been going strong for over 25 years. It really is the gold standard, the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. Find out why people love it, find out why they rave about the customer service, and find out how good it feels to save some money right now. They're super easy to talk to. Here's the number, 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE, 833-34-BIBLE.
I got to get right into this. We're going back 83 years, June 16th, 1939. Before Ronald Reagan rode the rails, Death Valley Days and Shoo-fly from June 16th, 1939.
As the old morning bugle call of the covered wagon trains dies away among the echoes, another true story of Death Valley Days is brought to you by the Pacific Coast Borax Company, who give you also the miracle of borax in 3 convenient forms. 20 Mule Team Borax for household use, 20 Mule Team Borax soap chips in the big blue and yellow sunshine box for washing clothes and dishes, and Boraxo for toilet use. Our mail these days has plenty to say about Boraxo. I was delighted to see your Boraxo dispensers at the San Francisco World's Fair. I'm so glad to find Boraxo as regular equipment at Standard Oil service stations. I was visiting friends at their ranch and found they ordered Boraxo in case lots and had cans in the wash house for their cowhands who were just crazy about it. My little girl goes to a private play school for children of preschool age, and she says the teacher makes them all wash up with Boraxo. My husband is a mechanic. He taught me to use it. It certainly can take the dirt off and still leave the hands soft and smooth. I work in the hosiery department of one of Los Angeles' leading department stores. Our buyer has taught us girls to use Boraxo so our hands will be smooth enough not to snag the stockings when we run our hands into them to show customers. There are many thousands of enthusiastic Boraxo users like these. They come from all walks of life, all occupations, and they all say the same thing about Boraxo. It does take the dirt off, even ground-in dirt. It does remove many kinds of stains and odors, yet it leaves the skin soft and smooth each time. Even a young child can use it freely for knees and ankles and elbows, as well as hands. Boraxo comes in a sanitary pour-top can. The contents stay clean and dry. It can be used very economically. It won't clog drain pipes or leave a sandy film on basin or tub because it dissolves completely in water. Boraxo is a scientific blend of fine toilet soap and the famous 20 Mule Team Borax. There is no other product like it. If you're letting your stock get low, may we remind you that tomorrow is marketing day for the weekend. Order 2 or 3 cans and put them in bathrooms and kitchen. And now for the old ranger and his evening's yarn, which has the extraordinary title of Shoo-fly.
Well, the title's no more extraordinary than the woman herself.
Shoo-fly was a woman?
Yes, woman prospector.
Well...
Oh, now, I've come across plenty of women prospectors in my time. Some of them I've already told you about. Now, there was Happy Days at Goldfield, remember?
Yeah?
Went on that glorious junket at the age of 80, hopping freights clear across the continent and
Yes,
back.
I remember.
Uh-huh. And Silver Susie, that operated the mine at Cerro Gordo for years and years in order to put her children through school and college. And Ma Riggs and Hard Pan Hattie and, I've known a bunch of them in the desert around Death Valley. But none of them quite like the woman I'm going to tell you about tonight. I can remember perfectly the first time I ever met her. Me and Eddie Grannon had come to Independence to file a claim we just located up in the Panamint. As we walked into the county recorder's office, we found him busy with another customer. A smallish woman with sharp eyes and wispy gray hair and dressed... It's funny how I remember such things. She's dressed in a gray and white calico dress and a black straw hat.
To corner monument number 4, thence northwest 300 feet to place of beginning, including all dips, spurs, angles, and variations. Mm-hmm. This looks all right?
Of course it's all right.
The name of the mining claim above described is and shall be known as the I'm sorry, I can't quite make this out. It looks like Shoo-fly.
Oh, it is Shoo-fly. Because it expresses my sentiments.
You mean,
Shoo-fly don't bother me.
Oh, I see. Notice the claim jumpers, eh?
Exactly.
Well, let's hope they take the hint.
They'd better.
Located this 21st day of May, 1906. This your signature here?
Yeah.
There's no other?
I got only one name.
No, I mean there's no other locator?
No.
Well.
Law don't call for more than one, does it?
Oh, no, of course not.
Then why'd you act so surprised?
Well, you see, you're being a woman, I thought.
Plenty of women locate claims.
Well, they generally have partners, though.
Men partners.
Yep.
More fools, eh?
Maybe.
Yeah. What do I owe you?
The recorder's fee is $1.
All right. Here you are.
Now, you understand about assessment work. State law calls for $100 worth each year to be...
I know all about that.
All right. Just wanted to make sure. Folks have been known to lose legal right to a claim because they didn't do the necessary development work or...
Don't worry. I won't be losing my rights to this claim.
I hope not.
And now, give me my change, will you? In a hurry.
Well, let's see. You handed me a 5.
Yeah?
Then here's 1, 2, 3, 4 you get back.
Haven't you got any real money?
Why, that's...
No, I don't like that Los Angeles paper. I want silver.
All right, ma'am, whatever you say. Here you are. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's better.
Surprised she didn't bite him to make sure they was bona fide. Maybe she ain't got any teeth.
What's that?
Nothing, ma'am. I was just talking to my partner here.
Oh, hello, Eddie. Hello, Ranger. Didn't recognize you.
Hello, Jim. Howdy.
I'll be with you boys in a minute. All right. Just as soon as this lady is through.
I'm through now. Good day.
Good day, madam. And good luck to the Shoo-fly. Shoo-fly, don't bother me. Shoo-fly, don't bother me. Shoo-fly, don't bother me. I belong to Company G.
Gosh, what a charter. Hey, who is she, Jim?
I don't know. I never saw her before today.
If you never see her again, it'll be too soon, huh?
Well, I know 2 desert rats I am glad to see. Where you fellas been all this time?
Oh, scratching around.
Did you find anything?
Would we be here if we hadn't?
Hey, you sound like old Shoo-fly.
Hey, now, you look here.
What have you located this time, boys? The lost gun site?
Maybe. It's silver, anyhow. And in the Panamint. Here's a copy of the location notice.
Well, let's see it. Uh-huh. Notice hereby given to the undersigned have located 1,500 feet by 600 feet vein situated between Tilburg Canyon and Wild Rose Canyon in the Panamint Mining District. Well, that's a funny thing.
What is?
Why, that's the same locality as where she just located her claim.
Who?
That woman who was just in here.
You mean that...
Old Shoo-fly?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll be darned.
Are you sure?
Well, here's the location notice she filed.
Let me see.
See?
Situated south of Wild Rose Canyon.
And north of Tuber Canyon.
Now, that can't be any place but between the two.
No.
You're right.
Neighbors, eh? Well, that'll make it nice.
I don't think.
Well, we run out of butter and eggs where we can borrow from her. If we get lonesome evenings, why we...
Remember the ladies' sentiments, boys. Shoo-fly, don't bother me. Shoo-fly, don't bother me. Shoo-fly, don't bother me. I belong to Company G. Shoo-fly, don't bother me. Shoo-fly, don't bother me. Shoo-fly, don't bother me. I belong to Company G.
Well, the hot weather set in about then, and Eddie and me quit the desert for several months. The time we was ready to go back and start work on our claim, we'd forgot all about our Shoo-fly neighbor, till we was part way up the canyon.
Hello.
What's the matter?
Look at that.
Huh? Where?
That sign.
Private property. Keep off. No trespassing. Penal code provision. Well, can you beat that?
That ain't all neither. Look.
A chain across the trail.
Yeah. Just in case you can't read.
Well, who in tarnation did that?
Whoever it is, they ain't got no right to put a barrier up across this canyon. How do they think we're going to get up there to our property?
No trespassing. Penal code provisions under section 587 to 625. Is that a threat, do you reckon?
Don't take more than that to scare me. Get up, Jerry.
Wait a minute, Eddie. What are you going to do?
Well, right under it.
Well, it's pretty low now. I don't think you can negotiate, not unless you unpack.
Well, then we'll take it down.
Is it padlocked?
Huh? No.
Good.
Well, I'll unfasten it and you can drive the burros through.
You'll do nothing of the kind.
Huh?
I'm the owner here. Nobody goes through without my say-so.
Why, it's her.
The Shoo-fly woman.
Oh, you know me, huh?
Well, yes, of course.
We was in the county recorder's office the same time you was, last June.
And he blabbed to you, did he?
No, certainly not.
Well, we couldn't help overhearing the name of your claim, though.
And its location and a few other important things.
Well, we did...
And now you come snooping around to see what I got.
Oh, not at all, ma'am.
Well, you won't have a chance to see nothing, because I'm letting nobody pass this chain.
Yeah, but, madam,
And if you try to force your way past, you'll get this.
Hey, wait a minute.
A gun.
Yeah, it's loaded, too, and I'm a good shot.
Well, now, listen, ma'am.
You heard what I said.
We got...
Go on, vamoose.
Well, let me explain.
No back talk now.
We ain't trespassers.
No.
Huh. Didn't look like it taking down that chain.
We got a claim further up the canyon.
Ah.
Now, if you don't believe it, we'll show you the records.
Yeah, we're on our way up there now.
Not by this trail, you ain't.
Yeah, but we...
And that's final.
Well, this is the only direct trail, ma'am.
Yeah, to get up there from the other side, we'd have to go away to Heck and back.
Yeah, that's your funeral.
Well, now, surely you wouldn't put us to all that time and trouble, ma'am, when...
You see that chain, don't you?
Well, yes, but...
And you see that sign?
Sure.
And you see this gun. I don't know how I can make it any plainer to you, unless I...
Hey, be careful there.
Say, what do you mean shooting at us like that?
That's your starting signal. And you turn your outfit around and start down this trail, do you hear? And if you ain't on your way by the time I count 10, I'll shoot again. And this time I'll take good aim.
But...
1, 2...
Why, you...
3...
Come on, Eddie, come on. There's no use arguing with it.
The old she-devil.
Turn around, Kate. Turn around. Down we go.
7... 8...
Well, sir, that was the beginning of our troubles with our neighbor Shoo-fly. Not only did we have to take a long, roundabout, difficult trail back and forth to our property, but whenever she got so much as a glimpse of us, she'd come a stalking around with that gun of hers, taking occasional pot shots at us just to kind of remind us that she was still there. After a couple of months of this, we finally went to the sheriff and complained.
It ain't just us, Sheriff. She's got all the prospectors in that region terrorized. You can laugh if you want to, but...
So one poor old woman's got you all you tough desert rats terrorized. Oh, I'm surprised at you.
Maybe terrorize is putting it a little bit too strong.
Yeah, she's giving us all the willies anyway.
Well, now, it's a fact, Sheriff. To say nothing of the inconvenience she's caused us.
Yeah, she's got an idea we're trying to jump her claim.
Whereas she's really the one who's claiming something that don't belong to her.
What do you mean?
Why, her property don't take in that canyon trail.
Well, the boundary runs about 25 feet to the east of it.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. We've seen the location notice over at the recorder's office.
Well, have you explained this to her?
Explained? Heck, we can't get within shouting distance of her without having her take a shot at us.
Crazy, most likely.
She ain't crazy. She's just ornery.
In any case, ain't no use arguing with her.
Well, I'll go up and talk turkey to her.
Good.
Hey, you best take a posse with you, Sheriff.
I reckon I can tackle her single-handed.
Hey, you don't know Shoo-fly.
Tell me, is she there most of the time?
All the time.
Every minute of the day and
He
night.
never leaves the place.
Yeah. Who's working the ground for her?
I don't know. We never got close enough to see.
It's my guess she's doing the work herself.
What makes you think so?
Well, of course, I don't know who she'd ever find who'd be willing to work for her. Hey, old porcupine.
Well, now, Sheriff, if she is doing it herself, she ain't getting very far. Her eyes are never off that trail for long.
Well, you leave her to me. I'll go up there and talk to her.
If she don't shoot you first.
By George, she has got you terrorized. Now, let's see. You say this property of hers is between Wild Rose and Tuber Canyon.
Death Valley Days ran in one form or another on radio from September of 1930 to September 14th of 1951. In 1944, it was renamed Death Valley Sheriff, and in 1945, it was just renamed The Sheriff. Death Valley Days, and it did continue into television. June 16th, 1939, Death Valley Days on this Thursday, Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Thank you for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of Death Valley Days on this Thursday. It was originally broadcast on Friday, June 16th, 1939. In the newspapers of that Friday, some 83 years ago, these were some of the headlines. The Navy Ministry announced tonight that the French submarine Phoenix, with 4 officers and 59 men aboard, failed to reappear 30 hours after a dive Thursday morning in the Bay of French Indochina. The communique read, "There is serious anxiety concerning the fate of the first-class submarine Phoenix, at present attached to Indochina. After a dive carried out during exercises the morning of June 15th off the Bay of Cam Ranh, the submarine did not reappear. The Far East Naval Forces, as well as unattached ships of the Navy in Indochina, immediately began searches, which still continue. Seaplanes in the colony are also participating." More than 2,500 weary, smoke-grimed men battle today against the Rocky Mountain country's worst forest fire in many years. Approximately 15,500 acres of timberland, nearly 25 square miles, have burned in the last 3 days. 2 Chinese handling food into the British concession reported shot dead by Japanese guards blockading the foreign area to press demands for full British cooperation in China. The incident occurred near United States Marine Barracks. The informant who reported the incident said the Chinese were caught as they handed up a basket of vegetables. There was some lessening of tensions despite this first report of fatalities since the Japanese established their guard about the British and French concessions Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, Japanese dispatches from Tianjin said British authorities have ordered 2 naval vessels to steam from nearby ports with full loads of food for the Japanese blockaded British concession of Tianjin. The Japanese news agency Domai reporting the British ships were to sail from Qingwangtao, 200 miles northeast, and Weiwani, 300 miles southeast of Tianjin. The agency asserted the British consul general intended to have the food brought in as military supplies and then distributed among residents of the blockaded concessions. The Aviation Defense Organization credited Colonel Charles A. Lindbergh with averting a European war last fall. The association, headed by retired Colonel J.E. Myers of St. Petersburg, Florida, said in a statement, the Aviation Defense Association believes that to be prepared in the air is necessary for our peace and safety and gives full credit to Charles A. Lindbergh for the prevention of general war on October 1, 1938, through information concerning the inefficiency of the Russian Air Force and the strength of those of Germany. In other words, the very fearfulness of the modern airplane may even bring about a universal state of peace. Well, a man came into Everett L. Patron's Tavern in St. Louis, drank 3 beers, then plunked a revolver on the bar. He announced, "This is a holdup. Give me the money out of the cash register." Patron said, "Go on, cut it out, I'm busy." Well, meekly the bad man picked up his gun and walked out. Oh, in Salisbury, Maryland, the ad in the farm supplies column of the Salisbury Times read, "Wanted, $1 million rain, delivered to Delmarva Peninsula farmers for use in their fields this week." Well, that night a mini cloudburst hit Salisbury, and the next morning it hit again. And those some of the day's top news stories, as reported in the newspapers of Friday, June 16th, 1939, on your radio Death Valley Days. The conclusion you'll hear next on this Thursday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just 2 of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
On Friday's Classic Radio Theater, a real classic. Arch Oboler's Lights Out. This goes back 86 years to June 17th, 1936, the original production of Catwife. The story of John and Linda, and a wish that John wishes now hadn't come true. That is on Friday's Classic Radio Theater. But now the conclusion of Death Valley Days. 83 years ago, June 16th, 1939, Shoo-fly.
And so a few days later, the sheriff started out from Independence, eastward across the Argus Range and up into the Panamint. He found Shoo-fly looking for all the world like somebody's nice old grandmother sitting in a rocking chair knitting in front of her cabin. In her lap, though, under the knitting, lay a gun which she reached for as he rode up.
Howdy.
You can't get up the canyon this way, stranger. This is private property.
The Shoo-fly, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
You're the owner?
I am.
Then you're the person I come to see.
Shoo-fly ain't for sale, mister. I'm hanging on to it so you can turn right around and go back where you come from.
I'm not interested in buying your mine.
Then what do you want?
I happen to be the sheriff of Inyo County.
Oh, well, you can't scare me.
No, I understand you're not exactly the timid type. Been hearing complaints about you lately from some of our citizens. Seems you're not behaving in a very friendly fashion towards you.
Got to protect my property against claim jumpers.
Nobody's trying to jump your claim, ma'am.
They would if I give them half a chance. I think just 'cause I'm a woman and an old woman, they can walk right onto my ground.
If you're talking about the trail up the canyon, that don't belong to you.
You see that sign, don't you?
Yeah, sure. But that still don't make it yours. Your claim don't come within 25 feet of that trail.
Why, listen, I located
I know exactly what you located. Got the papers right here in my pocket.
Oh.
Now, you've got to take that chain down from across the trail and let folks by.
I'll do nothing of the
That's
kind.
a public right-of-way, and you can't block it. Either you take that chain down, or I'll take you along with me back to Independence.
Why, you can't do that.
Oh, yes, I can. I'm the sheriff of this here county, and I can arrest you and lock you up for 30 days or 60 days or whatever length of time the judge decides it'd be good for you.
You're in league with them claim jumpers, I know. They want to get me away from here so they can take possession of the Shoo-fly.
Now you're talking nonsense. Come on, let's see you take that chain down.
Well,
I don't like to arrest ladies, but if I have to...
all right, I'll take it down.
Good.
Sign's going to stay where it is, though.
I have no objection to that. Well, go ahead.
Chain padlocked. I don't know if I can find the key.
I'll wait till you do.
I think maybe Ah Sing's got it.
Who's Ah Sing?
Man that works for me.
Oh, Chinaman, huh?
Yeah.
Where is he?
He went down this morning with a load of ore. He won't be back till tomorrow sometime.
Oh? Well, then I might as well make myself comfortable.
You gonna wait?
Yep. Not gonna budge till I see that chain down.
He might have left the key in the cabin.
Or, it just might even be in your own pocket.
Eh?
Oh, no harm in looking, anyway. Yeah, I thought so. Well, let me have it.
I'll do the unlocking myself.
Yeah, just as you say. Only be quick about it. I've got to get back to Independence today.
There. Now, you satisfied?
I will be if you keep it down. But just let me hear that you put that chain or any other kind of barrier up again, and I'll be paying you another call with a pair of handcuffs.
You can't scare me. You nor nobody else.
All right, Pinto. Come on, boy. Let's get going.
There's nothing that walks on two legs can scare me, even if it does wear a badge.
Come on, Pinto. Up this way. That's the boy. Easy now. We'll pay a call on the boys before we go back and tell them everything's fixed up fine. Trail's open. Grandma's busy with her knitting. Hey, ho, boy. Ho. Who fired that shot?
I did.
Why, you won't...
I seen a quail up yonder. I thought I'd bring it down for supper.
Oh, you did, eh? Quail for supper. Man for breakfast, she means. I got a good mind to go back and... Oh, what's the use? Come on, Pinto. Come on, boy. Oh, easy now.
When the sheriff told us he'd put the fear of the law into old Shoo-fly, we had our doubts. And we soon found our doubts was justified. She didn't put the chain up again across the trail, but...
It might just as well be there, Sheriff, for all we can get by.
Why, she sits there in that rocking chair of hers and pops away at us with her gun if we so much as come within hailing distance.
Oh, she don't ever hit you, though.
'Cause we duck.
Oh, she wouldn't hit you anyway. It's just a gesture, this shooting. Why, she done the same thing to me the time I was up there.
Oh, you didn't tell us about that.
Well, wasn't worth mentioning.
Shot at you, did she?
Well, she said she was aiming at a quail.
And you let her get away with it? You're a fine sheriff. Why didn't you arrest her and throw her in jail?
Well, yeah, 'cause she's got him buffaloed like all the rest of us.
No such thing.
Then go and arrest her now.
I would if I...
Oh, I know there'd be an if.
Now listen, fellers, I'll admit this Shoo-fly woman's an annoyance.
Annoyance? She's a menace.
Now, Eddie, come.
Well, she really is a public nuisance, Sheriff. We can't work our claim like it ought to be worked with her around.
Yeah, she's driving everybody away from there.
Well, I'd like to do something about it, and I will when I get the time to go over there again. But you see, right now, I got some important business to attend to that it just can't be put off.
In the opposite direction, I suppose.
Up in Montana.
Huh?
Montana?
Mm-hmm. Just got word this morning they caught the leader of the Bruce gang. You know, the fellers who robbed the First National?
Sure.
And they're holding him in Butte.
Well, when are you leaving?
Right away.
And that means you'll be away a couple of weeks.
Most likely.
Gosh.
When I get back, though, I'll do something about your friend Shoo-fly. I promise you. I'll go up there and tell her where to head in. And if she hands me any back talk, I'll take her.
But by the time the sheriff returned from Montana, there was no getting up into Wild Rose Canyon or getting down from there either. The first storm of the winter had set in, and a bad one it was, too. For almost a week it snowed, and the wind blowed a gale. All we could do, Eddie and me, was to plug up the chinks in our cabin and thank our lucky stars we'd laid in a good supply of wood to keep us from freezing to death. Even after the storm had cleared, the drifts were so deep that it was just about impossible to break any kind of a trail. So you can imagine our surprise one day as we was sitting playing checkers on an improvised checkerboard with the pieces of ore for men.
Yes, your move.
Well, now, let me study this situation for a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now, if I move this feller, you'll jump me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now, on the other hand, if I leave him where he is, well, you'll take...
It is somebody knocking.
Yes, it is.
Let me in.
My gosh, it sounds like... It is.
Shoo-fly.
Yes.
Thank the Lord you're here. I was afraid maybe you'd gone, cleared out before the storm.
No, we've been here right along.
Come in. Here, let me give you a hand.
Well, if you hadn't have been here, I don't know what I'd have done. I couldn't have went back to him. No, I couldn't.
Pull that chair up for her, Eddie, by the stove there.
All right.
That's it.
Yes,
She's half frozen.
Oh, it ain't the cold that's making me shiver. It's...
How about some whiskey?
No.
Yeah, you'd better.
No.
It'll do you good, ma'am. That'll warm you up.
Yeah, put new life into you.
Didn't do him no good. He just turned bluer and bluer.
Who?
I'll sing.
Who?
I'll sing. Chinaman is working for me. You ever see a Chinaman turn blue, mister? Well, it ain't blue exactly. It's green. Yellow and blue, that makes green, don't it?
Well, what are you talking about?
I'll sing.
Well, is he sick?
Dead.
What?
Dead?
Yep.
When?
Where?
Oh, 4 or 5 days ago. Last Tuesday, I think it was.
Over at your place?
Yep.
Gosh.
Yeah. What was the matter with him?
I don't know. He took bad all of a sudden with pains. I brought him into the shack and done everything I could for him, but he just got bluer and bluer. Then he had a convulsion and he died.
Good Lord.
Where's he now?
Right where he died, of course. Where do you think? Right where he's been for the past 5 days and 5 nights. Laying on the bunk, just a-staring and a-staring.
Well, now, you'd best have some whiskey, ma'am.
No.
Well, after what you've been through, why?
You stayed right there with him all this time?
Nothing else I could do. I couldn't get out with the blizzard raging, and I couldn't put him out.
Oh, no.
I didn't have the nerve.
5 days and 5 nights. Snowed in with a corpse.
Gosh.
It was awful. The nights especially. The storm a-howling outside. And him laid out there, so... Oh, I never knowed before what it is to be afraid. I've always said there was nothing in God's world could scare me. But when it ain't in this world, when it's something dead, stiff and staring...
You take it easy now, ma'am.
Yeah. I try not to think about it.
Well, as soon as the storm cleared, I got out. I knowed I couldn't make it all the way to Darwin, but I figured I might be able to make it up here to your place.
I don't know how you ever did it with no trail, broke.
You let me stay here, won't you?
Why, of course.
Sure.
You just make yourself comfortable here for the night. In the morning, we'll all go back up to your place.
Not me.
All right, then. You can stay here, and Eddie and me will go over and tend to things.
I'm never going back there.
What?
I'll never set foot on that ground again.
You mean that...
I'm quitting.
You going to sell out?
Oh, sell out or just clear out. I'm all through with the Shoo-fly. Yep, and I'm all through with the Panamint in the desert.
Hey, man.
Oh, well, now. You may feel different later on.
Well, I'm not waiting to find out. I'm going back to Idaho, where I come from, just as fast as I can get there.
Well, I'll be. Say, hand me that there bottle, will you, Ranger?
Yes, sir.
The lady may not want a drink, but I do.
Yeah. Did our sing, did he have a wife and children, ma'am?
No family at all.
Well, for a Chinaman, that's a calamity. He'll leave no descendants.
Yep.
Well, I hereby appoint myself his descendant by adoption. To bury him proper, protect his effects, and set off firecrackers in his honor at least once a year. To our Sing, my neighbor and revered ancestor.
The program you've just heard is another true story of Death Valley days. Presented for your enjoyment every Friday evening at this hour by the Pacific Coast Borax Company. Producers of 20 Mule Team Borax for household use, the 20 Mule Team Borax soap chips in the big blue and yellow sunshine box for washing clothes and dishes, and Boraxo for toilet use. Cottons continue to reign supreme in the summer clothes picture, with everything from overalls to dinner clothes made of this perfect fabric. Perfect because it's cool, good-looking, serviceable, and above all, can always be quickly restored to pristine freshness by a tubbing with 20 Mule Team Borax soap chips. Our soap chips, due to their blend with 20 Mule Team Borax, produce those creamy, long-lasting suds that literally float the dirt out. No need to rub and scrub. Just press the suds through the fabric, and out comes the dirt. But it is most important to look for the trademark of the 20 Mule Team on the box when you buy, for this is a symbol with a meaning. The discovery of borax in Death Valley back in the 1880s was an event of far-reaching importance to industries as well as to each individual home in America. So great was the need for this gift of nature that men and mules endured untold hardship to bring the treasure out. The largest wagons ever made were created for the purpose, and strings of 20 mules were trained to answer to the jerk line and jump the traces in rounding the precipitous mountain trails safely with their great loads. So that's the story of where the trademark 20 Mule Team came from. And its presence on your box of soap chips is important to you because it guarantees that 20 Mule Team Borax soap chips contain enough 20 Mule Team Borax to be of real benefit in cutting grease and grime, dissolving dirt, conditioning your water, whether it's hard or soft, and to make creamy, long-lasting suds. Next week, the old Ranger plans to tell you about the telephone operator who had her finger on the pulse of Goldfield for 33 years. The artists featured in tonight's Death Valley Days program were Irene Hubbard, the old Ranger John McBride, Milton C. Herman, Frank Butler, and Jeffrey Bryant. This is George Hicks speaking.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
We only have 2 or 3 episodes of Death Valley Days. For it having that long a run, that's a surprise. But there are out there episodes going back into the early 30s. We just don't have them. And what other episodes we have are just in horrible condition. But we hope to find some more over the years. 83 years ago, June 16th, 1939, Death Valley Days here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank you for listening. Please thank this station and support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around. If you miss a day on this station, you don't have to miss a single show. You can hear our shows on Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon, a bunch of other places. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Or at the webpage, classicradio.stream. There you can stream our our shows, learn more about classic radio collecting, you can contact me. You can buy me a coffee there. And, even though I don't drink coffee, it'll go toward either a good Dr. Pepper or maybe finding some new great classic radio theater shows. I am still on the hunt for shows to bring to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.